Football League on EA Sports, and the wait is over for this rivalry game. It's the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports and the National Football League welcome you to Acrisure Stadium here in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end U, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense ready to take the field for the first time. They're led out by their veteran quarterback, Super Bowl winner, Russell Wilson.
Let's not forget, Mike, not too long ago, Russell Wilson was not only the face and one of the top superstars of the NFL, he was a bona fide Hall of Fame quarterback. So the talent and the resume, it's still there. He puts together one of those vintage performances we've seen throughout the years. This team's going to be hard to beat.
And Wilson's been doing this a long time. He knows the drill, slides to avoid the contact, and picks up the first down. A gain there of 27 yards.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Out of the gun, here's Russ. A throw left side there, not going to find the target. Incomplete.
It's always a risky decision anytime a quarterback tries to force the ball, especially into those tightly contested areas. Not a lot of daylight, not a lot of room for error. In this case, it just falls simply as an incomplete. But as this game unfolds, better decisions are going to lead to better results.
He's got his man, right side, it's complete. A gain of 17 yards. That's a Steeler first down.
These were the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Najee Harris. And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll give it to Harris again. And he's going to bring this one close to a first down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short. Seventh play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. To the goal line and in. Mike Williams. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Exactly the way they scripted this one. A beautiful opening drive, Greg. Able to find the end zone on the game's first possession.
And Mike, the word that comes to mind looking at that drive is execution, and that's exactly what they talked about all week long. They wanted to come out early in this game and establish an early rhythm. and that's exactly what they did with that touchdown drive.
Chris Boswell on for the point after. It's up and good. And the Steelers will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. Pierre Strong on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. Leading them out, the veteran quarterback first-round pick back in 2017, Deshaun Watson.
There was a time, and it wasn't very long ago, Mike, that this guy was trending towards becoming one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL. He has to find a way to get back to stacking strong performances, one after another, and keep his team in the hunt. It'll be interesting to see how this one plays out, but if he plays well, his team is always going to have a strong chance of winning.
They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick first down.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
This throw left is complete with Judy.
So you come back out here after watching the opposing team score first, and what you want to do is you got to establish a little early rhythm and get the drive started. Get a little positive energy into that huddle, and what hopefully starts out good ends with you being able to get some points of your own.
From the shotgun, a give to Ford. And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2, with Deshaun Elliott on the tackle. Here's 3rd and 2. Back to throw is Watson. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to pick up the first down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. That's complete. It's Cedric Tillman. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
On the carry, this is Nick Chubb. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. Cole Holcomb in on the tackle. Second and 7. Here's Ford. He'll get about 3. And that's going to lead to 3rd down. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for 3rd down and 5. Shotgun snap to Watson. He's got it inside the 5. And he's in. Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown, Cleveland.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score in the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Browns come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. This one taken at the 7. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Steelers offense ready to possess the football for the second time. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, 1st and 10. Austin brought in motion. They look to hit him with a jet sweep here to begin this drive. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield.
Once you see that guy coming across the formation pre-snap, Mike, you have to be thinking jet sweep instantly. It's just such a dangerous play that always has the potential for this type of yardage, especially when he wins that race to the edge.
It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Now it's Harris. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Another run here with Harris. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard, but that's it. They're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. He'll get this into the hands of Austin. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they're going to mark him inside the 10-yard line. A big-time play for Pittsburgh. 39 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. It's 1st and goal now from just inside the 10-yard line. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
To play in the NFL, you got to have a short-term memory because regardless of whether the previous play was good or bad, they're going to line up and snap it again. And in this case, really nice job bouncing back. They put the bad play behind them, forced the sack in the ensuing play, and they're right back on track.
First down was not very good. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's a handoff to Warren. And he'll be taken down, but now a long way to go on 3rd and goal. Now Russ. This one grabbed by Austin. Now on 4th down, the veteran Chris Boswell on for the Steelers. This from 30 yards out. Boswell's kick is good. And the Steelers will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
On the return, this is Strong. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Browns offense ready for their second possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Off play action, here's Watson. Going deep downfield for Judy. Joey Porter Jr. got a hand in there and made the play.
This offense is doing everything they can to quiet this crowd, and even though they missed on that long attempt, at least it sets the tone that they're going to continue to attack. If they can come up with a completion on one of those downfield passes, it's going to go a long way to settling themselves into this game.
Watson now on 3rd down. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a 1st down.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To the air again, Watson. He'll get that into the hands of Nick Chubb. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Again, it's Watson. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. The timing of the jet sweep is critical. If you can get the ball carrier past the end man on the line, typically there's a lot of space downfield, but give credit to the defense. They saw this one play out, they reacted quickly, and they're able to throw him down for a loss.
Watson will make the read and holds on. And maybe the quarterback should have given that one away. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all.
A lot of defense's strategy of defending the zone read, Mike, is we want that quarterback to pull the ball. It's one of their few chances throughout the course of the game where they can get their hits on him, and in this case, they're able to hold him to no gain.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Trying for the old school coffin corner. That's pretty close out of bounds. They're going to mark it at the 5-yard line. Well done. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Wilson. He'll find his big target, Pat Fryermuth.
I wouldn't be surprised if some point here in the future, Mike, this quarterback drops back. It looks like the same old hitch route underneath, and they give a pump fake and go. You can lull a defense to sleep with a lot of these underneath quick game passes, and once you do, you can try to go for the big one.
Wilson now to throw on third down. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. A play fake. Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Open man, left side. He's got it. And he's going to be out of bounds with a gain of 7. And that'll be enough for a 1st down.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Watson going to give it to Chubb. And he'll get back to midfield, so no gain on that one.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the gain to nothing.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Back to throw is Watson. This one intercepted. Picked off by Patrick Queen. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment. Uplifting for them. Big momentum builder.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Browns offense make their way out to take over once more. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. getting started with 1st and 10. He'll open this drive on the ground with 4. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
So often when it comes to safeties, Mike, we talk about their speed and their range. But for him to be able to come up and make a tackle and be physical at the point of attack and keep this ball carrier to no gain, that's pretty impressive.
To throw on 2nd down is Watson. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. We are through 1. 17-7 is the score. And we're back to the Steel City after this. Here's Corey Bojorquez now. And he'll be looking for something better after that poor first punt. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Steelers' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Defensive coaches preach every day, Mike, swarm to the ball. Get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible. And this is a great reason why. The ball carrier is able to make the first guy miss, but it was the pursuit from the rest of the defense that's able to get him down and keep him to no gain.
He finds Austin with the grab. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll get that into the hands of Williams. And he's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
On the handoff, this is Warren. And he'll take this up past the 40, a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Play action. It's Wilson. He'll get that complete. It's George Pickens. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
He'll try the right side now with Harris. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. They go play action with... Oh, the blitz gets there quickly, and down he goes.
With the right personnel, the safety position is like the ultimate chess piece, right? You can put him in center field to play pass. You can bring him up and make him a pseudo linebacker, but you also can bring him on pressure, Mike, and that's what this guy does so well. The timing and the speed, he got there in a hurry.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Russ. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
If this was just one guy dominating them up front, there's a lot of things that you can do. You can chip him. You can double team him. You can start sliding the offensive line and pass protection his way, trying to slow him down. But this has been coming from a lot of different spots, and right now it just looks to be a breakdown in the protection, and they have no answer on how to stop it.
This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Browns offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line, so a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb, and not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Chubb. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. Out of the gun, Watson. And that is incomplete.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Steelers offense ready to take over once again. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That'll be caught by the running back, Warren. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Really nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
That's Washington, the man in motion. On 1st down, it's Harris. He'll take this down to the 47. Dalvin Tomlinson fighting off the blocks to make the play. Here's a 2nd and 9. Wilson to throw. Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. They go play action now. Wilson. And that ball out of reach toward the sideline. It'll be an incompletion.
Pretty clear approach here, Mike. You're just trying to take advantage of the size of your tight end versus a smaller defender, and you're just saying box him out and go up for an offensive rebound and get the ball at its highest point. In this case, it falls incomplete, but if they continue to get that matchup, this quarterback's not going to shy away from giving his big tight end a shot.
And this is not going to be enough. He is short of the marker, and they have turned it over on downs.
You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that fourth down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time fourth down stop.
The Browns offense ready to get back at it. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. On first down, it's Watson. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
Here's Watson now on second down. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Here's a third down and 4. Shotgun snap to Watson. He'll try and get there on the ground. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. They'll run once more with Ford. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
Watch the pursuit by this defensive end. The quarterback tries to escape the pocket, but he just keeps on chasing him, and he closes that ground in a hurry and brings him down for a big sack.
Out of the gun, they'll give it, and it's 4. That would qualify as an angry run, powering his way forward. A pickup of 7. Third and 9. Throwing is Watson. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns are back within a score. It's now 17-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, You don't feel very good about coming away with field goals, but in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Now return coming from the 7. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Steelers offense getting set to get back to work. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Warren. Trying to tiptoe around the defenders there. He'll wind up with a gain of 5. Throwing is Wilson. Catch is made. That is Williams. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. From the shotgun, Wilson. And that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully, and that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw is Watson. He's got it in the hands of Elijah Moore. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll go with Chubb. 1st down and more for Chubb. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. To throw is Watson. To the left side, he's got Njoku. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Here's Watson. On the quick slant, that's Judy. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. From the shotgun, a give to 4. And just a short pickup there to the 35. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, here's Watson. Looking deep here for Tillman. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
It's not often, Mike, that everything breaks right for this type of return off of an interception. But boy, is it beautiful when it does. I mean, look at the defenders just flip around and become blockers, trying to spring their guy to the house. Great athleticism, some great moves on his part. I mean, he's going to have some of his offensive teammates looking over their shoulder for their position.
The home team's offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll have a short field, looking to build on the lead. On the give, it's Harris. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. Here's 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Wilson. That one incomplete. They can't hook up there. And that incompletion takes us to the 2-minute warning. Here's 3rd and 2. Wilson. He's got his tight end. That's Freiermuth. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
He's in a really nice rhythm here on 3rd down. He appears very comfortable operating out of the gun, and he's able to find his man near the sideline, and he's able to extend this drive.
Wilson lines up in the pistol. He'll go right back to Freiermuth. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
Wilson will throw again. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome.
Mike, there's usually such a comfort level when the guy playing quarterback behind center is a veteran. They've seen a lot of ball. You can trust them to make good decisions. And then every once in a while, one just gets away, and that's just simply a bad ball, a bad mistake, and you're not going to get away with it at this level.
The visitors' offense and their running back set to go once more. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. Watson to throw. He brings it in, the tight end, Njoku. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes. So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Not wanting to risk another sack, they're going to play it safe with a run. He'll gain 3 out of this, up to the 23. Here's their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. A fair catch here, called for and made beyond the 30-yard line. The home team's offense going to get it one last time here late in the opening half. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Play action. Now Wilson going for it all. That is brought in. And he will score. Calvin Austin Touchdown, Steelers. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Boswell now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Steelers move out to a 24-10 lead. They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. The return team gonna let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. The visitors' offense and quarterback Deshaun Watson getting set for their next drive. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. And he'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. So we come to halftime in this 2-touchdown game. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, thanks very much as we welcome you into our downtown Orlando studios and the EA Sports halftime report. The Steelers got a solid performance in that first half from their veteran QB, Russell Wilson. His 2 touchdown passes helped pave the way for his guys to take this lead into the intermission.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. On first down, Watson. That one incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Here's Watson. That's to the open man. It's Tillman. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Up the middle, here's Ford. And a nice gain there on 1st down. He takes it forward for 8 yards. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. On the ground, it's Chubb. Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
Watson now on third down. Here's a screen set up for 4. Trying to find some seam out there, but he will not. They get him behind the line, and fourth down is coming up.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a fourth down decision to make.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Browns will cut into that lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
On the return, here comes Cordero Patterson. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Steelers offense and Russell Wilson set to take over once more. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. He was looking for George Pickens there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
On 2nd down, Warren. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
It's too early at this point, Mike, to really start thinking about the clock. You definitely don't want to go into a shell. But now this is the point in the game where having a good ground game really starts to take over. You throw to get the lead, but man, once you get it, that ground game, that's what finishes the game off.
They go play action. The blitz overwhelming the offensive line, and down he goes.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Out of the gun, here's Russ. That's caught. Right side, it's Freiermuth. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
After that first down sack, I think we both kind of looked at each other and said, all right, well, there goes this drive. But a really nice job there in the passing game on 2nd down. That big chunk brings them from 2nd and long to now at least 3rd and manageable.
They send Freiermuth, the tight end, in motion. Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback, and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Browns offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. Greg, sitting up here with you, this is not the same energy we saw from this team at the start of the game. How much has the defense kind of sapped it out of them?
Oh, I think it's a big factor in this game, and when you start taking the ball away at the rate that they have today, it takes a lot of the confidence out of the offense, and I think that's the body language that you're referring to. there is a lot of doubt creeping in to this offense, and it's almost becoming to the point where you don't want to be the guy with the ball because you're afraid you're going to give it up. And when it gets to that, man, as an offense, you're in trouble.
Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Shotgun snap to Watson. He'll tuck it and take off.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
1st and 10, and here comes 4. And that one is closed down in the backfield. What a defensive play. Knifing in, dropping him for the loss.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning 1st down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
Again, it's 4. And he'll work this forward to the 35. Cole Holcomb in on the tackle. It is 3rd and 10. Back to throw is Watson. Now sets up a screen for Chubb. They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a 1st down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now Watson. He's going to keep it himself. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the 1st down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Watson going to give it to Chubb. He'll move it ahead for about 3 yards. Joey Porter Jr. that time up to make the play. Second and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Chubb. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. To throw is Watson. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. It's a pickup of 16 yards down to the 16.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this, that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt where I'm going with the ball.
Off the bootleg, here's Watson.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Here's 4. And the Browns are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. Second and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
Here's Watson. And the rush too strong. They're in there in a flash for the sack.
That first and goal sack now changes everything defensively, Mike. You imagine that you're in a 4-down territory where the offense is going to try to take advantage of the field position and punch it in over the goal line. Now, can you hold up on second and third down and come away with forcing a field goal, which in this situation, I think is a huge win.
Now back at the 4 for second and goal. They bring Judy in motion. This defense back up, but stepping up. No gain on the play. It stays at the 3.
Well, that defense had that pegged from the jump, Mike. They tried to catch him a little off guard by doing a jet sweep to the wide receiver. There was no going anywhere on the outside. Great pursuit by the defense. No gain.
Now Watson on third and goal. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So defensively, there's always the initial pass coverage plan, and then when that breaks down and the quarterback goes into scramble mode, how fast can you then move on to the second phase and what they call plaster, meaning find the nearest receiver and almost play him man-to-man, and it's exactly what they did here, and there was nowhere for the ball to go, and he's forced to just throw it away. It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone, and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
So Hopkins now, following the made field goal, back out to send it away. Patterson now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Pittsburgh offense now, heading back onto the field. The advantage is 8. We'll see if they can make this a 2-score game on this drive. First down and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force fourth down.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
Steelers getting ready to put this one away. As this drive quickly stalled out, so he's on to punt it away. And no return on this one. Fair catch signaled for and taken. The Browns offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. This is brought in downfield by Judy. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, The quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They bring Judy in motion. They run on the jet sweep, and this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
I'm thinking, Mike, they might have had a little tendency on him or been tipped off pre-snap, because it seemed to me like that defense was just ready and waiting for the jet sweep. There wasn't a whole lot he could do. He takes the loss.
On 2nd down, it's Ford. And he's able to find a crease, get ahead for 7, and it'll bring up 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He'll try to run for it. And he's going to go into the end zone on an electrifying run. Deshaun Watson, touchdown Browns. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. That one is going to hurt the defense. He's looking to throw, can't find anyone, takes off, and Greggy takes it the distance for an exciting touchdown run.
And these are the plays, Mike, that just drive defensive coordinators crazy. You have all of his targets covered up, nowhere to go with the ball, and next thing you know, he gets out of the pocket, takes it all the way with his legs. He's just as dangerous with those feet as he is with his arm.
Trying to push the pile forward. He didn't even get to the 1-yard line. They stop him short, no gain. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Patterson now to return it. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Steelers' offense make their way out to take over once more. The lead is 2, and they're going to try to make something happen here, starting with a 1st and 10. Wilson lines up in the pistol. That's pulled in. Najee Harris. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
And this is what modern-day running back looks like in the NFL. They want to be able to activate these players in the passing game, no different than they do with the tight ends and the wide receivers. When you look out there and you have a mismatch, you have a linebacker or a safety on your running back, he's expected to win, and that's exactly what he did here.
And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down, a pickup of 9.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us, and right now this defense has no answers.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. A pass taken in by Harris. That was not what they were hoping for. He's going to go out of bounds behind the line. A loss on that one.
Just nowhere to go once he catches this ball. You see, he's doing everything in his power to make guys miss and break tackles. I think he ended up doing a little bit too much because he ends up going backwards.
On 3rd and 1, Wilson. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
Really just comes down to everybody understanding the situation. You realize how many yards do I need to get for the 1st down, and just make sure at least one of my receivers is past the sticks. That's where he went with the ball, and they're able to convert.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. Got a man over the middle. It's Pickens. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with 3rd down.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. He'll try and get there on the ground. And Wilson's been doing this a long time. He knows the drill, slides to avoid the contact, and picks up the 1st down.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the 1st down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
On 1st down, it's Harris. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. They face 2nd down and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. But he can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend. So give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and the ball falls incomplete.
That is brought in at the 10. He's got a touchdown on the books from earlier, and that catch gets him a 1st down.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So really nice job here late. You're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
They'll run with Harris. And that's a productive run. He gets this one down to the 4. From inside the 5, it is 2nd and goal. One more time, it's Harris. A dive, and he's in! Najee Harris. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Greg, that's the way to handle it. Up 1, go down the field, get the touchdown, and extend the lead to 7.
Mike, the key for this offense is they were at their best when their best was needed. Being able to extend this lead late in the 4th quarter, they've got to be feeling pretty good about where things stand to close this game out.
Boswell adds the extra point, and the Steelers will make it a 2-score game as they are now up 9. Boswell now following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. On the return, this is Strong. Now an opening past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Browns offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. That one good for 26 yards.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. A run straight ahead, that's Ford. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down. Out of the gun, Watson. Open man, and that's Tillman. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
It's a gain of 13, and it's first and goal.
Well, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop you.
Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Here's Chubb, and he will score. Game on. Nick Chubb. Touchdown, Cleveland. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Extra point up and good from Hopkins. And the Browns will cut it to a 2-point lead. So the lead is down to just 2 now in the fourth quarter as they kick it off. Patterson now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Steelers offense ready to get back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with first and 10. That's Washington, the man in motion. This drive begins with a run by Harris. And he's fighting to get free. A lot of work there for a gain of 3. Back to throw. Wilson. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now Russ. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down.
As this clock continues to tick, we're getting dangerously close here to do-or-die territory. But after that 3rd down sack, real good chance of getting off the field. No points allowed. Let's see if their offense now can do their job, because defense certainly did theirs.
So the Steelers ready to kick this one skyward. as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They trail by 2 and will start this drive with 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Chubb. Not much. 2nd and long coming up. Once again, it's Chubb. And he'll bring this across midfield as this drive is taking shape. A gain of 7 on that one.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
They'll try and run it here, and it's Chubb. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage, and it sets up 4th down.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
The Browns getting their punting team out there. They'll be forced to punt, trailing here in the 4th quarter. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Steelers offense headed back to take over once more. They'll start out 1st down and 10. They'll start this on the ground, and it's Harris. And he'll bring this across the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Wilson. This one is complete. It's Pickens. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Out of the gun, here's Russ. A toss, left side, caught by his running back. It's a gain of 10 yards. Good for a Steeler 1st down.
So this is a part of the game that everybody works on, Mike. They call it 4-minute offense, and you don't necessarily have to have 4 minutes on the clock. But the whole idea is we possess the ball late in the 4th quarter with the lead. The goal is we want to end the game with the ball. So that 3rd down conversion is going to go a long way. Protect the ball, continue to pick up 1st downs. If they do that, I don't even think their opponent sees the ball again.
And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. On 2nd down, Russ. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Mike Williams, the one he was looking for, and it'll be 3rd down.
Timing and trust, critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
On 3rd down, here's Wilson. He'll get this into the hands of Austin. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. A pickup of 21 on that connection. That's a Steeler 1st down. Now it's Wilson. That's over the middle and taken in by Freiermuth. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative, just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on first down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the first down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
This pitch and catch may have looked routine, but I promise you, Mike, these types of anticipatory throws, especially outside the numbers, they don't occur without countless reps, oftentimes when nobody's even watching.
Again, Wilson. He'll go right back to Freiermuth.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And this one right down the middle. It's good. A big 3 points as they extend their fourth quarter lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
On the return, this is Strong. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Browns offense ready to take over once again. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with 1st and 10. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. He'll lose a couple of yards on that one.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Here's Watson now on 2nd down. Now he'll run it.
And this is one of the cases, Mike, where defenders, they get their eyes in the wrong spot. They call it eye discipline. He catches them looking elsewhere. It allows him to get upfield and make this 3rd down a lot more manageable.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Shotgun snap to Watson. He is dangerous when a play breaks down. A pickup of 18.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Off play action, here's Watson. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Back to throw is Watson. Here's a screen set up for Ford. He's looking for room on the edge, but could not find any. They track him down behind the line, and it's 4th down.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. Oh, they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Denzel Ward. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll start with the football already in the red zone. Big opportunity here on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, here's Watson. He pulls it in around the 5. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Remember, they just need to get to the 3 for a 1st down, but this is 3rd down. It is brought in the end zone. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Browns. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
So now, an extra point really doesn't help that much. He'll try to go for 2 and make the difference 3. Here's Watson. And he will get into the end zone. The conversion is good, and the lead is up to 3 here in the 4th quarter.
You just have to find a way defensively to step up there and get a stop. It's one thing to give up 6. You allow a touchdown, but now dig deep, man. Get a stop. Looked like there was some confusion, and offense is going to come away with 8.
So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, time to kick it back the other way. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The home team's offense ready to take over once more. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. A pass taken in by Harris. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll drop to throw. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete. Pat Fryermuth, the intended receiver. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
The game is there for the taking. They control their own destiny, but this brings up a really big third down here. But remember, they don't have to force it and push the ball past the sticks. Even if they come up short, they still have fourth down in their back pocket to try to extend this drive and see if they can pull out the win here late.
They get 14 out of the screen, and it's a first down.
And now we're at the point of the game, Mike, where someone has to step up and make a play. It's exactly what this quarterback and his receiver did. It gives them now a fresh set of downs and a chance to go down and make this game very interesting.
Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10. Throwing again, Wilson. There's a short one caught by Freiermuth. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
The drag route, we used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Working free downfield, it is Williams. And he's going to be taken down right at the 25-yard line.
All right, this is a good start. Plays like these are definitely going to help as you work your way into scoring range. While you have to be wary of the clock and keep an eye on it, they should have plenty of time here to finish this drive.
Wilson will throw again. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
So I still think there's plenty of time if they can get within shot of the end zone that they can go for a touchdown and try to win this thing in regulation. You always have a field goal try in your back pocket to at least tie the game and force overtime.
And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
To throw again is Wilson. The Steelers going to use one of their timeouts. And they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in this one. Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to 1st and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back. And this is a touchdown! They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play.
We all make such a big deal, Mike, when we see a quarterback go through his progression and deliver a deep downfield strike for a touchdown. But sometimes just take what's easy, the easy pitch and catch, get an underneath completion. That's exactly what the quarterback does here, takes what the defense gives them. And when you have a playmaker like that on the outside, they can do the rest with their feet after the catch, and the end result is still a touchdown.
On for the extra point is Boswell. He gets it to go, and the Steelers have taken a 4-point advantage. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Here comes Ford on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The visitors' offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. On play action, it's Watson. Going deep downfield for Judy. And he'll be taken down at the 10-yard line. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. And they stop it with 22 ticks left on the clock here in the fourth. Here is 1st and goal. Out of the gun, Watson. Off he goes. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play.
This game has certainly not been for the faint of heart, Mike. I mean, we've been riding the ups and downs the entire time, but what a job by this offense. Game on the line to find a way to score and take the lead with very little time remaining.
An important extra point up and good, so the lead is 3 here in the late stages of the game. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. This kick is fielded in the end zone, but no move to bring it out. It's touchback, and that ball will come out to the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. We'll drop this down to Warren. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. They'll come up now for 2nd down. Out of the gun, it's Wilson. That is caught downfield by Pickens. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. It's a big play when they needed it the most. 32 yards. So out comes the veteran, Chris Boswell, in a big spot. This to force overtime. Now we'll get a timeout, Cleveland. That's their second. So out comes the veteran, Chris Boswell, in a big spot. This one he's got to have. He banged this one, and he's got it. Gets it from long distance. And we are almost certainly bound for overtime.
And that's just a big-time kick right there. I mean, think about all the things running through this kicker's head. He knows if he misses it, this game's over. But he's cool. He's calm. He steps up, takes a deep breath, and he knocks it through to extend this game.
Here's 1st and 10. Here we go. One final play. Downfield for Njoku. And that's going to be incomplete. They took one last chance here in regulation. It does not pan out, and we are headed to overtime. 4 quarters could not determine a winner. We get back underway here in overtime. Here comes Ford on the return, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Chubb to start this drive. Not much there, maybe a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a first throw here in overtime. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not, and be taken down there.
I'll tell you what, if the offensive lineman had the same level of fight and effort that the quarterback did, they wouldn't be in this situation. It's a shame because that individual effort went a long way towards extending that play, and it still ended up resulting in a sack.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Taking off, he'll try to get there. A great job of knowing when to go. He gets 17 yards on that run and a 1st down.
And that just can't happen. 3rd and long, just understand, contain the ball, rally tackle, just get the ball carrier on the ground. Not only not able to get to him inside the pocket, he's able to extend the play with his legs and pick up a huge, long 1st down.
1st and 10. Throwing is Watson. To the outside, a catch made by Moore.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Here's Watson. He's going to run it. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket.